David Benavidez versus Demetrius Andrade is happening tomorrow. Now, who's going to win this fight? Well, let's look at their latest performances, in which David Benavidez fought David Lemieux, in which this was one of his best performances, in which he TKO'd David Lemieux in round 3.
But back comes Lemieux, big right hand, crushing shot. It buckled Lemieux, and now the corner's coming up, and this one is over.
After this, he went on to fight Caleb Plant, in which, again, this was a great performance by David Benavidez, in which he had Caleb Plant on wobbly legs late in the rounds, in which he won by decision.
So congratulate each other, yet you know they have. Wow, that's one of the best novelties of this generation. And still, the undefeated.
Now let's talk about Demetrius Andrade's latest performances, in which he fought Jason Quigley, in which he TKO'd him in round 2.
Dropped again here in the corner, and he goes down for a third time, and they've waved it off.
And after this, he went on to fight Damon Nicholson, in which I don't know why this fight was a 10-round fight, but he did it anyway, in which he absolutely destroyed Damon, in which he won by decision.
Now, to actually determine who's going to win this fight, we have to use some facts and logic, and I was able to find out that Caleb Plant actually is really similar to Demetrius Andrade. Now, the difference between when Caleb Plant fought David Benavidez and now Demetrius Andrade fighting David Benavidez is that when Caleb Plant fought David Benavidez, he was coming off a devastating knockout against Anthony Durrell.
Agreed. Oh! One shot! Down goes Durrell!
Oh, my God.
And he was coming off some experience against Canelo. And now on top of that, he hated David Benavidez. So what makes Demetrius Andrade think he's going to win this fight when he's really similar to Caleb Plant, but he doesn't have the 3 things that Caleb Plant had going into the fight with David Benavidez? Not to mention, Demetrius Andrade hasn't even gotten a fight that would give him the credibility to say that he could go against David Benavidez. At least Caleb Plant had the resume and had the storyline to go against David Benavidez, but Demetrius Andrade, not so much. So in the end, how do I see this fight going? Well, I do see David Benavidez doing what he does best to every single one of his opponents, which is throwing a lot of quantity, as we've seen him do this against Caleb Plant, and which it caught up to Caleb Plant. And so for these reasons, I got David Benavidez winning, no problem.